Hello, this is Umesh Lama presenting on behalf of my group for the topic Hackshaw vs. Saw 1984. My group members are Bhavani, Sailendra, Pramila, and Niraj. Here is an overview of case. The case revolves around three persons: Hackshaw, Cox, and Saw. Saw is defendant, Hackshaw is plaintiff, Cox is the one who took Hackshaw to Saw's farm. Saw, being the owner of the farm, was frequently plagued by theft of petrol from his petrol tank in the farm, which was stored for farming machinery. He tried putting expensive locks, but the locks were caught and he could not stop theft. He even tried to wire up the hose but did not work. He then went to police for the complaint, but the police asked to get further evidence like description of car used. So at last, at last, Saw decided to ambush the next thief of petrol and stayed in farm with his wife, armed with rifle and shotgun, so that he could collect further evidence. On the other side, Hackshaw was in stolen car with Cox, but she was unaware of theft of petrol and stolen car when Cox drove into Saw's farm with headlights turned off and started stealing petrol. Defendant shot the car of thief with intention to immobilize the car, and defendant had no idea about the presence of plaintiff in the car, and the plaintiff got injured at that time. So later on, Hackshaw sued Saw seeking compensation for her injury caused in his land. During the trial, defendant said that he did not see anyone in the car, so shot at it with intention to immobilize the car, which was later on accepted that Saw did not know Hackshaw's presence in the car. On the other hand, Hackshaw gave evidence that she had no idea that the car was stolen and Cox was going to steal petrol, and so she asked for compensation of worth $17,000. Plaintiff alleged that defendant was shooting intentionally or negligently. However, plaintiff was accused of contributing negligence, for which 40% of the claim was reduced. And we go to the argument from side of the plaintiff. First, duty of cure under negligence. Negligence is the failure in doing what a reasonable person would have done in the circumstances. Principle set by the case of Dunog versus Stepson 1932 says you must take reasonable care to avoid act or omissions which you can reasonably foresee would be likely to injure your neighbor. According to this, defendant has a duty of care to take reasonable care to avoid acts that reasonably foresee the risks of injuring the people. There was a breach of duty as safety and care of people was not involved, and the plaintiff suffered injury as a result of breach. Another point is that the trespasser with criminal intent, the only duty imposed on the owner or occupier should be not to injure any trespasser intentionally, except in the case of self-defense of the person or the property. And another point is there was no warning post. The person who does the things without posting or notice is liable for any damage caused. In case of Bird versus Holbrook 1828, Holbrook was found liable for damage for not posting warning signs. A similar case is in the case of Wayneside Council versus Sort 1979, where the council was accused for the injury of Sort for inappropriate posting of information. In this case also, in our case also, defendant has not posted any signs of a warning, so he is liable for the injury of the plaintiff. And here we come to the end of our video presentation. Thank you.